Hello. It's Harmon, and I just wanted to take the time to just talk, really. There's going to be no particular video today. Uh, kind of wanted to talk for a while. So, the thing is, these guys, they're adorable. You see them, and they're just cute and cuddly. And, that's why I have them there. Just for you to, look at them and just marvel at their cuteness because it's fantastic. So what am I really gonna talk about? Well, what I can talk about is how is it that I came about wanting to do ASMR. And the truth to that is, it's a lot of factors. Um, I used to watch a certain channel while a couple of years ago, before I really was like, oh yeah, this is a community sort of thing. And I was just watching for fun because it's just soothing, something soothing about listening to someone whisper, no matter what it is, just any sort of silly thing that might arrive to the mind is enough. And frankly, I decided at some point, you know what? YouTube is pretty. I want to say sometimes it can be pretty loud. It can be a pretty loud place. Well, if you want to include the world itself, at least to me, has become a very loud place. So, keeping things simple and keeping things as natural as possible, or you could say there's a sense of fluidity to everything. Like everything, is done at the moment, in the present moment. And that's one of the reasons why I did this, is because, there are a lot of people that are doing this, but I just wanted to be one of those people that, get to bring that calm side. And, I just like it. It's really fun. It's really fun. Uh, I want to let you know right now, any video that you've seen from me is like most of it is unscripted, because at least to me that's how I like to roll when I like doing this. Uh, I have learned how to uh, work in settings like this where I have to do acting and voice acting. So I get to apply it here, and it's just fun. It is. It is. It really is. Especially with that soothing quality and the cute factor of my plushies. It it's always a nice feeling. Always end up laughing when I'm going to pick the pictures. It really is a joy to do. It really is really just fun. Like I just feel like, oh my god, this is it. This is it. Not some crazy elaborate thing, but just something simple, something fun, something that someone can see and be like, just go, this is so adorable. I want to see what this is. I want to see what it is, and just relax to it because it's ASMR. So, my plushies are like that bridge between furry ASMR and normal ASMR. I mean, you could technically consider my my audios and the the work that I've done here to be you could call it non-ASMR really, because like the usual ASMR stuff is uh, including a lot of boobs and a lot of other sort of things that come from the furry community. So I just decided, you know what? Let's let's try to connect the two together and just have that be there together, because people don't need to be separate. You know, furries and non-furries can coexist. So, sort of like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Bringing all of the four elements together, bringing all of the four different nations together, and on becoming one, and just unity, and all of that is wonderful. All of that is fantastic. That's also reason why I get to do this. It's because of that. It's so simple. It's so fun. Uh, if you want to get a little more philosophical, I guess it's because of the silence. Really, a lot of the silence, a lot of gentleness amid all of the overstimulation and all of the crazies and stuff like that, and people, action, bam, wham, all things go wild every time, hamster wheel go all the time in the mind. uh, it's just kind of a side of life that there's a lot of, and then you don't have much of like the calmer side. So this is just a way for me to like be able to express that, be able to like not feel like my energy is like too depleted by trying to act out too bubbly, trying not to be too bubbly. And if I want to be bubbly, I can like do it with the characters and it can work, and it's nice because I'm like acting it out, and whispers or soft spoken or just other sort of things, other triggers, or like words. Like it really is amazing, really is good. And then like guided meditations. Oh yes, I used to, I do those sometimes, right here in my ASMR gallery, but I I've taken a focus more on like fun and that sort of thing. So like I don't know if I'm gonna make more of those. Maybe it might happen, maybe not. Um, and speaking of like where I want all of this to go, like frankly, I'm satisfied with how this is going. It's not some overnight success, and it's also like it's just a slow thing. It's like a plant. It's like you put in the seed and then you water it every day. You watch how it grows, and you see it's a slow process and all that. And just doing this for fun makes it better, and it makes me appreciate a lot of this much more readily. There's no, at least to me, there's no sense of impending doom of, oh, if I don't get a video out, if I don't get a video out, I'm not gonna have enough to pay whatever I need to pay. Like that's just not happening. I like unless if something changes, I already have the you know the usual weekly uh, audio constantly. So, I could do something more serious, but it's not on my mind right now. It's not really on my mind. I could, and, slowly and surely, like, I can get better with, like, this setup, this way of doing things. Like, completely free, improvised, because a lot of things in life aren't scripted. So like I like to do that like this. That's why sometimes you have the characters saying things that maybe you might think, oops, like the person behind the camera forgot something, and like there are just ways to incorporate that into the story, into the characters. I think one of the funniest ones is like most recently the one with Rain, Lightning, and Doggo. That one was, I I really think it's one of the silliest things, the silliest coincidences ever that has ever happened here. Is just I mentioned that like off the top of my head, and it's like suddenly out of nowhere, suddenly the lightning, the thunder, all that, and it it, it was so funny. It was so funny. I couldn't help but like when I went to check if like the audio was okay. When I went to check like if the lightning was too loud, I was worried. But when I listened back and I heard that it was fine, and then I heard the reaction I had Doggo do at the moment, I couldn't help but smile and be like, "This is it. This is it." It was the best. It's a This whole thing is about adaptability for me. It's about learning to work with what I have, and this is just the fun way of doing that. You know, it began to rain. Why not have the setting be dark and like have the sound of the rain naturally arrive, and without really knowing, the lightning and the thunder just arriving naturally, just just being part of it. It's it was it was really really cool. It was really cool. And then you just have a lot of stuff like that just happens here. Um, a lot of different ideas that just arrived to me, and I just acted out however I really want. No, no scripts required. Like I know that for some things scripts are important. For movies, for like if I wanted to make a longer uh, video, if I wanted to make something that was longer, uh, that would probably be that would maybe require a script, or maybe it would require me to practice like the general things that I want to do here. Because like I can read off, I can do it like with a script and like memorize, and that too helps. But I just like to play with improv and just improvisation in general, and just see what I can do on the fly with the characters. The voices aren't that changing, aren't that much of changing all the time. Like they just kind of keep like my normal voice a lot of the time. Sometimes I do it a little bit squeaky, like if we have like a tiny character, like the capybara, or any other character that I've used that is like super small and tiny, then I guess we can like use the kind of, I guess I want to say, baby voice or cute voice, like for the characters, like that's perfectly acceptable. But then for like the bigger characters like Doggo and Panda, like I'm obviously using more of my normal voice, and maybe with a little bit of a slight change, just to make it different, and not make it sound like my voice, of course. But yes, uh, frankly, I never expected Doggo to be the one that would hold this whole thing together. That was crazy. Like the first time I introduced him, and then he, you know, it was like, wow, that's fun. That's fun. So keep him like as one of the mainstays of this. Panda too, and then we have like a couple of other guys that you know arrive here from time to time. Uh, I could maybe return back to like the old way I used to do it. The audios, which was like the black screen, uh, and like act out whatever kind of character I really want to act out, because I don't have all the plushies in the world. I don't have all the plushies in the world. I know I can draw, but uh, if I draw, then it's gonna take a lot away from what I really want to do here, which is the improvised acting and the improvised voice acting for the characters. Like it takes away from that when I'm scrambling for like editing, or I'm scrambling for like making the artwork. Like it's a lot of stuff that adds to the before you actually watch and before you listen to the audio, but I just focus on the fundamentals. And this is the fundamentals, raw, mostly I want to say unedited, unless save for like when I put Doggo's nose or like a character's ear or something like that to the camera to kind of simulate that sort of fade in and out effect that I used to like do for my videos, but I just don't do that anymore. I just don't do that anymore. One like takes a while for me. Like I could sit down and edit, but it's like I just want to voice it. I just want to play out all kinds of adventures with the characters that I want to, and dedicating myself to all these sort of things. Like even if I was serious about this, even if I was serious and I wanted to do this like full time or something like that, I would still preserve and keep a lot of the fundamentals and the simplicity and build off of that simplicity, uh, and not adding unneeded fluff, if no pun intended. No pun intended with that. I don't mean anything, but we don't want any additional fluff going into all of this. That's another that's why I mostly keep out the whole like, subscribe, and comment sort of thing. If you want to do that, you are free to do that. If you don't want to, you don't need to. You're just here for the show. You're just here for the characters. You're just here for the fun. You're just really here for these guys. You're here for these guys. You're not here under any obligation or anything. I've also thought like lately of like opening up a Patreon or a Coffee or something like that. Like just because, like with no real sense of obligation. Like if someone wants to like donate something, they can, and if they don't, they don't have to, because if you're doing so, it's because you genuinely want to support me, and like I'm doing this because I like it, I enjoy it. It's really fun when I'm like looking back at like the pictures sometimes, and I'm like, that picture was so funny to do. And sometimes I just look at certain pictures and I'm like, maybe the angle could have been better. I'm no photographer, but I just try to look for cute poses is all. But yes, it just if you're gonna do something fun, just keep it. Like again, like I mentioned earlier, if you're gonna do something and you want it to be fun, just stick to the fundamentals. Don't don't add don't add fluff into the things that don't need it, and just keep the amount that it needs to be. And to give an example, if these guys were overstuffed with fluff, they wouldn't have the form that they have. They would look like a ball. They would look like a ball, to be honest. So, yes, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Just these guys, me, uh, your host, Harmoon. So, I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you see this, and, well, these guys will see you at some other time. And he felt